My coworker loves taking credit for other people's work. Then he got exposed. I work as a software engineer at this mid-sized tech company. Our team follows the usual process of writing code, reviewing it, testing it, and deploying it. Pretty standard stuff. But we have this one guy, Steve, who's basically a professional credit thief. He's not a terrible developer, but he's got this annoying habit of making himself sound way more important than he actually is. Like during stand-up meetings, he'd always jump in with stuff like, yeah, so we solved that database issue yesterday, when really it was just me working on it while he was scrolling through Reddit. Or he'd say things like, our team decided to refactor that module, when he literally had nothing to do with the decision. I'm pretty introverted, so calling people out in meetings isn't really my thing. I usually just let it slide and focus on my work, but Steve kept getting worse about it, especially when our manager was around. A few weeks ago, we had this massive project deadline coming up. There was this really complicated bug that was breaking our entire payment system. Like, customers couldn't even check out on our website. I volunteered to tackle it because nobody else wanted to deal with it. The problem was buried deep in our legacy code, and the fix had to work across like 5 different services. I spent 3 straight days on this thing, staying late, debugging, writing tests, making sure it didn't break anything else. It was honestly one of the trickiest fixes I'd ever done. Finally got it working perfectly. All the tests passed, everything was stable. At our next team meeting, I was about to explain what I'd found and how I fixed it, but before I could even open my mouth, Steve jumps in. So yeah, about that payment bug, he starts. We identified the root cause in the legacy transaction service. Our approach was to create a wrapper function that validates the payment data before it hits the main processor. I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me right now? He's literally describing my exact solution word for word. He keeps going. We also had to update the error handling logic and add some fail-safes to prevent cascade failures. Our manager is nodding along, taking notes, totally impressed. Steve finishes up with, it was pretty complex, but our team collaboration really made the difference here. I wanted to say something, but honestly, I was just shocked. Plus, our manager was already moving on to the next topic. The next morning, I'm barely at my desk when another bug report comes in. Same area of the code, but this time it's affecting our refund system. Our manager walks over to Steve's desk and goes, hey Steve, since you worked on that payment fix yesterday, can you take a look at this refund issue? Should be pretty straightforward for you. Steve's face went completely pale. Oh, sure. Let me just review the code real quick. 20 minutes later, he messages me on Slack. Hey, can you explain how that payment fix works? I need to understand the logic before I touch anything. I message back, sorry, I'm in the middle of something right now, maybe later. I watched him from across the office for the next 4 hours. He's staring at his screen, opening and closing files, clearly having no idea what he's looking at. He even pulled up Stack Overflow like 12 times. Finally, around 2 p.m., he posts in our team chat. Actually, I think this refund bug might be related to some code I didn't write. Maybe the original developer should take a look? I immediately respond, no problem, I'll check it out. 10 minutes later, I had the fix ready and tested. Turned out it was just a simple validation check that got missed. Our manager comes over to my desk and goes, nice work on the quick fix. How'd you figure it out so fast? Well, I wrote the original payment code, so I knew exactly where to look. He nods slowly, then glances over at Steve's desk. You know what? It's really great having someone on the team who actually understands the systems they're working on. Steve pretended not to hear, but I saw him sink down in his chair. He hasn't tried to take credit for my work since.